What's going on, my friends? I gotta get my day started here. That I do. Was watching my nephew play baseball there's a Facebook group there. I can watch him live play baseball a little bit because I'm not down there anymore. I'm back up here in South Carolina. I got in late last night. I think some of the rain we had down there followed me up home here. And it's probably remnants from that tropical storm Hannah that's hitting Texas at some point. I haven't really looked at the details of how much that is, but I just saw an alert that it was heading towards the center coast of Texas somewhere on that in the Gulf. But I got to get my charge controller in today, get that done, get that thing sent out Monday. I really have got to get that done. I had a pretty good night's sleep, man. As usual, my old spot, I have my RV in here at Walmart. I tell you, God bless Walmart. Getting it done at Walmart, man. Perched over here and got me some sleep. Had about 3 or 4 other folks around me. So, I've got a network of places here that I hit that's pretty cool I can spin around with. And I've got a lot of options, I thought about here next week or two maybe just kind of easing over for a week or two over at the RV park that I've stayed at over towards Charleston, towards the water. We'll see on that deal. A lot of trees over there, and if we get in some tropical weather here in the next several weeks or anything going on, those tree limbs drop. I don't want to be in the receiving end of that deal. One tear up a solar panel on this vehicle, so that's probably not really an issue much of anything. There really isn't. I've been over there several times. It's a great place to stay. It's quiet. I love it. But like I say, that's the cool thing about, man, this whole RV van life setup is that you can stay. It's set up just to do anything you want. I think it's cool as hell. It really is. So, but anyway, I've got a few things to get done here today, and I'm gonna get it done. I've got, as I said, I was around a group of people with my brother and them for about a week. I'm just kind of staying clear of my dad for a couple of weeks, just for the sake of him. I think I felt that I needed to do that. Just, I think it's the right thing to do. My dad's situation, be very careful. You don't want to be. I don't want to be taking anything back home that could jeopardize his life or my family as a whole. Anybody in that house, I don't want to do that. That's not the right thing to do. But they were cool enough to bring my car and park it over here next to me, so I didn't have to figure out how I was going to go get my car. So my wheels are over here. When I'm home here, I have this parked and I have my car kind of with me a little bit. Not a hard thing to juggle. It's just sometimes it's an Uber ride to go get it, but that's rare. But anyway, but that's the cool thing. I'm set up to pretty much stay and do pretty much what I need to do and how I need to do it, and that's the cool part about this. I've got to double down on my music big time. I've got to get that done. Got so much to do, man. I got to make some contacts here with some of my publishers, touch base with them a little bit, and I need to finish out. I've got a game plan here, and I'm a little off course, but I'll get it. Also, what is this guy doing? His tow truck's driving circles in the parking lot. Almost hit me, sorry. It's crazy people in this world, man. But anyway, and just some other things I'm trying to get done here. So we're hot on that, and we will get it done. So, but that is the cool thing about this, is I can stay anywhere I want. So anyway, anything cool comes about, I will always cut you in on it. But it's back to routine on this deal, my friends, and that it will be. I'll talk to you guys in a few. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll holler at you shortly. Be cool. Bye. Okay, folks, I'm changing out my charge controller here. As you can see, that's the new one. My old one is up under here. I'm disconnecting everything. I will tell you all as an added note is that anything you do with this electrical, tape wires off that you're disconnecting and seal them off. Get them separated so nothing touches. But Important thing about a charge controller is do not ever put a charge source into the charge controller unless this charge controller is connected to a battery. In other words, when you connect a charge controller, you have to connect it to the battery first. First and foremost, it's very important that you do that. So Renogy got me taken care of with that deal, and we're going to see if we can get this in. I think it'd be very helpful. Once I got everything disconnected, I'm going to get the unit off and get the unit on and everything secured. And then I'll connect the battery versus and negative. That's very important. Do not put solar or any kind of charge to that charge controller until you put it to the battery. You'll tear that charge controller up bad and quick. But the charge controller, we're going to get that thing put in today and cross your fingers and hope that gets the job done here. So that's what's happening for today. So hopefully we'll get that done. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on that. Be cool. All right, so I got my charge controller hooked up, man. That thing is gold. It is raring to go. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, which I've never seen it do, and it dawned on me that if that battery's not 100% charged, it's going to read yellow, and then it'll read a different color if it's undercharged. Green indicates it's full. So, you know, the charge controller should feed back and know that battery is. I've got a battery monitor, and I'm kind of worried whether I had full charge on that when I set that battery monitor to begin with. In time, I'll probably know that, but I think we're good. I know we are. If you have a Renogy DCC50S charge controller, if you know what this is, like I said earlier, just be careful how you hook any charge controller up. Do not hook the charge controller to any power source until you have it to the battery and your proper ground. That's with electrical, anything you do electrically, but in these solar setups, you just be very careful what you do. Now, just know and understand what your lights are supposed to read, because what frustrates me about this, and I wish Renogy would have put a display on that charge controller that could have told you more information. Blinking lights are hard to go by sometimes. They really are. It's a good unit. It's 50 amps. And you know, people bark about it. It only gives you 50 no matter what. Well, that's fine. You know, the 50 amp charge controller, you don't want to overrun your battery. These lithium batteries, you can damage them. You can damage the BMS system in it, for starters. You can kill these cells. You can kill the charge rate in this thing quick if you're just bombarding it with charge. And they're made to handle this, don't get me wrong, but you got to be careful. Charge controllers are very important, especially when you're alternator charging. You got a lot of power going in, you know. The relay charging is all great. AGMs seem to be able to handle it in a different way, but they're just not as efficient. There's no way. AGM batteries, after going lithium, I'll never go back. You know, I promise you, if you've never gone lithium batteries, once you go lithium, you'll never go back to AGM or gel. You're not getting the 100% of your battery usage, you know, and they don't last but 2.5, 3 years, depending on the usage of it. It depends on how you keep it charged, because if you let that thing drain past 50% a lot, you're just killing that AGM battery. Lithium is a little bit different. It's better life, lasts longer, and save a world of money. But anyway, you know, this charge controller gives you 50 amps mixed between solar and alternator charging. It's still good. I've got 300 watts of solar on the roof, and if I don't have solar, and it will pull 200 or 300 watts off the alternator and run it in and charge that battery just as well as if I've got solar. So efficiently driving, it does the job for me. It really gets it done. So far so good. I got the yellow light. When it gets full, it should turn green. It should give me everything I need. The one thing I had a problem with this charge controller, and I hope and pray it was a charge controller, or I'm going to have a hell of a time with this battery getting it to Reno, Nevada. Woo! That thing's 75, 80 pounds. But it got to a certain 70% or something, and the charge controller was sending the battery, the BMS, just bad information, and it would just cut power in the RV. All my power would go out. And as soon as I turned the ignition of the vehicle on, everything would come back up instantly. It tells me that the charge controller is causing the problems. I'm not going to rule it out being something else, but based on my experience of troubleshooting electronics, I have seen the weirdest things cause problems with electronics. Things you wouldn't imagine. You'd go, that has nothing to do with that. But it caused that to go out. That's just what electronics is. It's just electronics are like the human body. You know, the path of current, the path of least resistance. If you're trying to find a problem with ground, is one of the hardest troubleshooting tasks you'll ever go through, chasing the ground. And this unit, it could be a multitude of things. Renogy said they had a problem with firmware issues, or they had a problem with software firmware type stuff. I think there was a bit more than that going on with this charge controller, but they seem to think that this one, they didn't even need my serial number. When I bought it in January, where I bought it from, they said that we know where some of these lots of charge controllers are coming from, and you pretty much bought one that was defective. So I got to give them props for getting on top of that problem. But I said yesterday, man, Renogy has got to get on their customer service. They really do. So, but anyway, charge controller's in, and that's all good, and we'll see how that goes. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And when something cool comes about, you know I'll cut you in.